Defined as the biochemical process or reaction by which bacteria and plants use sunlight to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen and the simple sugar glucose. Yes, I am talking about photosynthesis. This reaction is tremendously important and arguably more than any other forms the foundation for life as we know it. Now the reaction, that is photosynthesis, can be explained using a very simple chemical equation. You have carbon dioxide and water in the presence of light, giving you carbohydrate like glucose and oxygen. A world without this basic bit of chemistry would be utterly unlike the one we inhabit and is in fact virtually unimaginable. Why is that? Fundamentally, there are two far-reaching ecological impacts of photosynthesis that touch virtually every aspect of the biosphere. First, by generating solid glucose from gaseous carbon dioxide, photosynthesis is responsible for producing the bulk of non-aqueous organic plant matter. It thus makes the body of plants and is also a source of food for herbivores and omnivores. Now, without photosynthesis and the plant matter it produces, animals that eat plants, that is the herbivores, and the animals that eat those animals, that is your carnivores, would have no food supply. The entire food chain would collapse and animal life would become unsustainable. The second ecological impact is the creation of the byproduct, oxygen. Photosynthesis on the macro scale, achieved by the combined action of photosynthetic plants and bacteria across the world, substantially changes the composition of the atmosphere. So what about the scenario before photosynthesis evolved? Well, for starters, the atmosphere was virtually devoid of oxygen. Approximately 3 billion years ago, cyanobacteria, that is blue-green algae, the first photosynthetic organisms, came into existence. And the oxygen that they produced significantly increased the amount of oxygen circulating in our atmosphere. Now, this consequently created an opportunity for organisms that could benefit from the use of this oxygen and became a prerequisite for the evolution of animals, which in fact require oxygen for fundamental energy-generating biochemical processes. 3 billion years later, that is today, animal and plant life exists in a symbiotic equilibrium. The conversion of carbon dioxide to oxygen by plants is offset by the reciprocal conversion of oxygen to carbon dioxide by animals. The result of this is stable levels of both atmospheric oxygen and carbon dioxide, which allows for the sustenance of both life forms. So, clearly, photosynthesis is an important process, but how does it work? Let's dive in. First, we'll take a look at the